Hey guys, this is Abhishek from gadgetstudios.com, and today we are going to review this smartphone which has been making a buzz from a long time now. And this is the Smart Namo, or the Smart Namo phone, which has been named after Mr. Narendra Modi, who is a popular politician out there. So this phone has been named as Smart Namo, and as you can see the same from the back side of these two devices. We have this phone in the 32GB variant over here, and this is the 16GB variant. We will show you all the differences in between these two as far as storage is concerned, as far as RAM is concerned, the performance, the benchmarks as well. So let's start the review of this smartphone, which is called Smart Namo Saffron 1. Now as you can see, we have already unboxed the device, but just to give you an idea, we are going to take a look over the box and what is there inside the box as far as contents is concerned. So this is how the box looks like, as you can see, with the phone image over here and their logo. And over this side you have the website mentioned for this phone. At the back side we have the Smart Namo written. On this side we have some specifications mentioned as far as the different models which you can buy. So this phone comes with 16GB of RAM or ROM basically, with 1GB of internal memory, and you have 32GB version as well with 2GB of RAM. And if we take a look over this side, we have some other information mentioned. So let's open the box and let's take a look what we have in the package. So this is how the box look like. Once you open it, this is a very normal style of packaging which we see, nothing exceptional. And here we see the micro USB cable for data syncing and charging, and we get a standard charger with US pin over here, and the output current from this charger is 1 ampere. And apart from this, we get the user manual which comes within the package, which again looks like a very simple user manual which tells you about the basic features of the phone and how to use it. In case you are new to Android, this will help you. So these are all the things which we get in the box, and there is no headphone which we can see in the box as of now. Now before we start the review, let me just tell you about the pricing of Smart Namo Saffron 1 which we have with us as of now. The 16GB version of this device will cost you around 18,000 Indian rupees as far as the MRP is concerned, and the 32GB version will cost you around 23 to 24,000 Indian rupees approximately, in between that, and you will get 32GB of internal memory with 2GB of RAM, whereas on the other version you will get 16GB of internal memory and with 1GB of RAM. So we are going to start the review with the 32GB version which we have with us, and we will compare it with the 16GB version as well. Now here we have the Smart Namo Saffron 1, and if we take a look over this device looks good in terms of the look and feel. When it comes to the edges, we have shiny chrome grill which goes around the edges of the phone. However, this is not metal, it is again good quality of plastic which they have used. On the back side we see a 13 megapixel camera with LED flash, and it is an autofocus camera. Over here we have the Namo written. We have the loudspeaker mesh over here at the back side. At the bottom we have the micro USB port for data syncing and charging, and here we have a little indent to remove the back cover. When it comes to this side, we have a hole for the primary mic. On this side we have the power and sleep key. Over here we have the volume rocker, and both of these buttons are not metallic buttons, but good quality plastic has been used for these buttons as well, and they give you good amount of feedback as well. On the top you have 3.5mm audio jack for the headphones. On this side we have no button, nothing. On the front we have the 5 megapixel camera which is a fixed focus camera. You do have ambient light sensor and the proximity sensor on this device. We have a nice shining metallic earpiece over here which is good. When it comes to the buttons, on the front, on the bottom we have the touch capacitive buttons which are there on the body of the phone, not within the display, and they will light up whenever you use them. So once we remove the back cover, we can see the battery which is there inside the phone, and the battery is 3150 milliampere hour battery on this device. You have two SIM card slot, as you can see, for the normal size SIM card, and one will be a 3G SIM connection, and other will be a 2G SIM card which you can use with this device as far as connectivity is concerned. You have micro SD card slot as well for expanding the memory of the device. Now taking a look over this device and talking about the overall form factor. The form factor of the phone is good. However, when it comes to the back cover, it is a glossy back cover which will get the fingerprints and scratches quite easily. But the rounded edges which we see on the back cover does make the device quite easy to hold in one hand, and it won't slip out of your hand very easily. As far as the weight of the device is concerned, the weight of the device is around 126 gram, which is again fairly good, not very heavy, very much comparable to the other phones which we have seen in the same price segment. When it comes to the display, you have 5-inch of full high definition display on this device. The resolution is 1920 into 1080, and it gives you a pixel density of around 441 pixels per inch, which is again pretty good, and you won't notice any pixelation on the screen. Now in terms of the build quality, this device is pretty good. It does not feel cheap phone, especially when you hold in one hand. The quality of plastic which has been used is again good. However, you will see plastic at the back side, whereas on the front you have the glass with some kind of protection. However, we are not sure what kind of protection is there. It could be Corning Gorilla Glass, but we will confirm this later on. Taking a look over the system specifications of this device, we would like to tell you that this phone is running on MediaTek 6589 turbo chipset, and it has 1.5 GHz quad-core processor inside. When it comes to the GPU is PowerVR STX 544MP, and when it comes to the sensors, you have all these sensors which are here, including 3-axis accelerometer sensor, proximity, light, gyroscope, magnetic field sensor, rotation vector, gravity sensor, linear acceleration, orientation, and a corrected gyroscope sensor as well on this device. As far as the UI is concerned, the UI on this device is again stock Android. We do not see any customizations as far as the UI is concerned, specifically on this device. When it comes to the apps which you will get pre-installed, these are all the applications which you get pre-installed on the device, including FM radio, file manager which will come pre-installed. You do have a default music player as well. When it comes to the other applications, including the phone application, the Google application, they will also come pre-installed, and you will have a standard phone dialer on this device, as you can see, which will also have the option of making a video call directly from the phone dialer. And one thing which we like about this device is that this device comes with two applications. One is the super user, that means the phone will come rooted as per this device, which we can say. And there is another application which is called the update system application, which will allow you to update the version of Android on this device without connecting this device to a PC with the help of a wire. You can actually update the version of Android over the Wi-Fi. As far as widgets are concerned, we do not see any custom new widget on this device specifically. Another thing which is good about this phone is the thickness. The thickness of the device is around 9.8 millimeter, which is again not too thin but fairly good to hold in one hand, and it does not feel like a thick phone or a heavy phone. The number of home screen which we have on the device are around 5, and you cannot again increase and decrease the home screen unless you install some custom launcher like Nova. Let's take a look over the version of Android this device is running, and see, it seems to be running 4.2. Let's find out the exact version. So the exact version of Android which is running on this device is 4.2, as you can see, and the model number of this device is Saffron 1. And if we take a look over the storage now, on the storage front, this device has 32 GB of internal memory, out of which around 1.48 GB is being allocated for the application, so you can install applications on this part. When it comes to the other user available memory, you get around 26.77 GB available, on which you can install applications, store picture, videos and other data. And let me just show you the scenario for the 16 GB version of this device as well. Here we have the 16 GB version, and 16 GB version you also have the 1.48 GB available to the app for application, basically for installing application. And when it comes to the user available memory, you get around 12.21 GB on the 16 GB version, whereas on the 32 GB version of this device you get around 26.77 GB available to the user. Now let me just tell you the RAM scenario which we have on the phone. When it comes to the 32 GB variant of this device, we get 2 GB of RAM, and out of which around 665 MB of RAM is being used, and you get around 1.3 GB of RAM free available for more applications and games in case you want to install. On the 16 GB version we have 1 GB of RAM, and out of which around 447 MB of RAM is being used, and you get around 506 MB of RAM free. On the brightness front, it does support automatic brightness because of the required sensors are already here on this device. And let me just take a look over the wallpaper support. So when it comes to wallpapers, it supports live wallpapers, static wallpapers. Video wallpapers by default are not supported, but again you can make them supported with the help of third-party applications. Now as far as the display of this device is concerned, it seems to be having the IPS LCD capacitive touchscreen display, and the viewing angles of this display are quite wide. You can see the screen from extreme viewing angles without any issues, and again we do not notice any color fading, at least from the right and left viewing angle. When it comes to the vertical angles, you might notice little bit amount of color fading. Now this is how the camera UI look like. As you can see, when it comes to the options, we get the beautification mode over here. You do have panorama mode supported within the camera UI, and you also have multi-angle view shot. However, we are not able to locate HDR mode within the camera UI. And when it comes to the front camera, let me just show you the front camera quality as well. So this is how the overall video feed will look like from the front camera. It is a 5 megapixel camera. The video feed is good in terms of colors as well as in details, but it is kind of hazy, so you have to actually hold the device kind of still in case you want to do a video chat. And when it comes to the back camera, this is how the view will look like from the back camera. And let me just show you the settings of the photos and videos. So when it comes to the photo settings, you do have continuous shooting mode supported. Up to 99 shots maximum can be taken at once. You do have 13 megapixel size for the photos, and for the video you can enable the electronic image stabilization as well. You do have different video quality. You can record high definition video from this device at 1080p at 30 frames per second. And let me just take a photo as of now to show you the quality of the camera. And we have just taken this photo in some artificial light in an indoor room, and as far as the clarity of the object is concerned, it is pretty good, and the colors as well are looking quite nice in this particular photo, as you can see. So this is how the messaging application look like, and it is stock Android in terms of the overall look and feel. However, the key size are pretty good. Basically you can type on this device without any issues, although you do not have continuous input supported, but the key size of the virtual on-screen keyboard is pretty big, so you can type with thin as well as thin fingers. You can always type in the landscape mode as well. As you can see, we have just loaded our website into the stock Android browser which we get on this device. When it comes to kinetic scrolling, there is no problem with the browsing, and when it comes to the rendering of the text, it is quite precise and crisp as well. And let me just check double tap to zoom. Double tap to zoom does work, and it is quite fluid, and pinch to zoom is also pretty okay. There is no issue with that. And when it comes to panning is also okay, and you can also play YouTube videos within the web page if they are embedded on that without opening YouTube application for the same within this browser. Two more things which we would like to tell you is that the internet tethering option. You do have the option of creating a portable Wi-Fi hotspot. In case you have a 3G SIM card, you can insert that and you can create a Wi-Fi hotspot. You do have support for USB tethering as well. Bluetooth tethering is also supported. When it comes to the GPS navigation options, you do have option to use GPS navigation on this device, and this device can support navigation with the help of assisted GPS, but make sure under GPS satellite you check the GPS EPO assistance and assisted GPS before you can use this device for navigation. Now starting with the benchmark, the score which we have got on the 32GB version and the 16GB version are almost the same, and it is 15621 or 15638. If we take a look over the ranking of the phone, this device ranks over here in between the HTC One X and Samsung Galaxy S2 in terms of the overall ranking, if you want to take a closer look. Now on Ninamark as well, we have got almost the same score on both of these devices. As you can see, on the 32GB variant and the 16GB variant, we have got the same score, and this device is again capable of playing high graphic intensive games as well. However, you might notice little bit of graphic lag and some frame drops, specifically whenever you are playing games like Modern Combat 4, Nova 3, Apart from that, the casual games run fine on this device without any issues. You can also play games like Dead Trigger 2, Frontline Commando, D-Day as well on this device without any UI or audio video problem. Now taking a look over the scores which we have got on Quadrant standard for these two devices, for the 32GB variant and the 16GB variant, these scores are also very much similar to each other in terms of numbers, as you can see, and we have the detailed scores as well which you can easily compare. They are also very close to each other. In terms of the overall ranking, as you can see, this device is above HTC One X and all other devices which are there in this series as far as the scores are concerned. Now as far as LED notification light is concerned, you do have LED notification light on both the 16GB variant as well as on the 32GB variant, and it is over here. It will light up whenever you are charging the device, and it will also light up for notifications and messages. Now this device can also play high definition video both at 720p as well as at 1080p without any audio or video sync issues. And let me just show you the clarity of the video which you will get on this device whenever you are playing it. So now we are playing a YouTube video from our channel, and this video is being played in high definition format. Let me just show you the same. When it comes to the overall display, it is running in full screen, so there is no problem as far as the video playback is concerned. Viewing angles while watching this video are also quite wide, so there is no problem with the viewing angles as well. And when it comes to the loudness, there is a problem. That is, the loudspeaker is actually placed at the back side, so if you are holding the device like this, it will be good, but if you place the device like this on a table, the sound will get muffled. And let me just give you an idea about the overall volume of sound. So the overall volume of sound which comes out from the loudspeaker is quite loud. Now when it comes to OTG support, you do not have OTG supported on this device, as we have just plugged a flash drive with the help of an OTG cable. The device has not detected the same. The overall battery backup which we have got during our review from this device is around 1 day, and sometimes it is more than 1 day as well. The device has around 3150 mAh battery, which is again pretty good for a display of this size and a device of this much hardware configuration. So the overall battery backup from the device is pretty good. It is around 1 day or even more if you are a moderate user. If you are a heavy user who likes to play a lot of games, then you will get around 1 day or little less than 1 day in terms of the overall battery backup from this device. Now we are playing Temple Run OZ on this device to show you the overall response of this device as far as casual games are concerned. So graphics are kind of okay, not very smooth while playing this game, but again the overall gaming experience is pretty good. There is no problem. The touchscreen is quite responsive, but not very responsive to the finger touch, which we can notice. And graphics are again okay, but there is a minute lag when it comes to the rendering of the graphics, which we can see as of now while playing this game. Apart from this, the touchscreen is now much more responsive, and the sensors on the device are also working well. So that's all from us as far as the full hands-on review of the Smart Namo Saffron 1 device is concerned. In all, we would like to conclude that this device is pretty good on the hardware as well as in terms of the battery it provides. It gives you a satisfactory battery backup as well whenever you use it in day-to-day usage. As far as the display is concerned, the display is nice, hardware is also pretty good. As far as gaming performance is concerned, gaming performance is pretty okay. Again, not too good because some of the high graphic intensive games does lag on this device. In terms of the build quality, this device is pretty good. For the value for money device, I would like to say that this device does have good hardware, that is 1.5 GHz MediaTek 6589 turbo chipset, which has the quad core 1.5 GHz processor, and you get 2 GB of RAM on the 32 GB version. However, the 16 GB version is also pretty good. So again, in terms of the overall value for money, we would like to say that the 16 GB version, which will have the same form factor and everything, will be more value for money for any consumer out there. So that's all from us as far as the full hands-on review of this device. Do let us know if you have any specific question for this device. We would love to help you. You can like this video if this video helped you by clicking the like button below. You can subscribe to our YouTube video channel for more videos like this by clicking the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching this video. This is Abhishek signing off. Thank you.